Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the craft room. I'm glad that you could join me today. I was just sitting here thinking about how funny things could be when you're down in your craft room. The other day, I was working on a project and I was sewing some paper on a master board. And so when I looked up, I looked across the room and there was some fabric sitting over there. And I got up and I went over and I looked at the fabric and I said, excuse me, and I said, wow, I wonder if I can make a cover with that. So I ended up bringing the fabric back over, measuring it up, putting the journal completely aside, and started making the journal cover, the covers, slip covers, as they, or book covers. It took me a second, book covers. So I started just sewing the book covers, put the journal beside, the master board beside, all thoughts had gone and I had moved on to something else just that quick. Has that ever happened to you when you're sitting in your craft room or you see a piece of paper, you see something, you forget about what you're working on and you just start on that new thing? So anyway, this is what happens. So I went over and I got the fabric and I decided to make a cover for my calendar, for my planner. These are just iron-ons from Hobby Lobby. They were on sale a little bit back, and I picked those up. So anyway, it's just a cover. It just slips on. My journal's black, and it just slips on. And so I said, wow, that came out really nice. It came out really nice, I think. I mean, I'm not the best sewer right now because I haven't sewed in a long time, but I'm thinking it came out. I can use it pretty good. So I made that one. I'm going to tell you how you go off on a tangent. Then I said, can you make one for your composition notebook? So I made one for my composition notebook. When I finish with this one, I think with this one, I'm going to end up getting my, I have some appliques with my name, and I'm going to put it on top of these. I just haven't found the Y yet. I got everything but not the Y, so I haven't finished that way. But that came out good. Then I looked at my little Tim Holtz fabric that I had. It was in like a fat quarter thing, and I go, I bet you I can make one. And so I made this one for the half composition book. So when I finish this composition book, I'll just slip this cover back on, because sometimes I don't like the look of those black and white composition books. I think this came out pretty good. Except for that one spot right there when I was trying to poke out, the corner, I poked a hole through. But I'm thinking it came out pretty nice. Look at that. Look at that. And then when I was looking at the fabric, this is the first piece of fabric I saw when I was over there. Now this one looks like my first project, which it was. This is the first one I made. And it's not quite, because you can tell it was, the lines are not quite straight. But it still covers the composition book nicely. It still covers it nicely. I still like it. It feels good and everything. And, I should make this the front. I should make this the front and not the back. I'm going to switch it around. Because I think this is what I did first when I was getting a little crooked. And then by the time I got to this side, I was a little straight, but something was happening with my thread, my bobbin, and so. But I think they came out pretty good, don't you? Don't you think they came out pretty good for somebody who was just doing something else and then you decided to go and make some covers for your composition books and your thing? I think they came out good. For a spur-of-the-moment project, I think they were perfect. Then, after I finished that, I looked over there and saw my Easy Press, Cricut Easy Press. So I got out the Easy Press, and I said, I have these iron-ons. So I'm just going to iron those on now, because I had the iron out already from, pressing those things. So I had the iron out. So once having the iron out, I decided to iron these onto my shirt sets. So some shirts I had. So I ironed that on. I was like, okay. So I like this one. I think it came out good. It's like Bible verses that describe, what you are, who you are. capable, chosen, never alone, always loved, beautiful, victorious, enough, created, strong, and amazing. Amazing. I am amazing. Because I can start on one thing and start working on something else. That right there is amazing. That you can just start in your craft room with something else, totally sidetrack, and be making other stuff. So I made that one. Then, let me get this up. Ooh, it fell. Oh, I could put my head in the craft room. So then I had the other shirt that I had picked up from Michael's because they was on sale for like $3 or something like that. So I had the other iron on. If you know me a little bit, I'm a dog person. So this says, dogs make me happy, humans make my head hurt. And look at all the babies. Look at all the babies. They seem bad, don't they? Yeah, they seem like they could be trouble. But I'm a dog person. My dogs are trouble. So I made that one. I think that one came out good too. So, okay, I still got the iron out now. Remember, I still got the iron out. And I had 3 things. So then my last one, still with one of my little shirts I had. This one, oh, see, dog hair. Oop, oop, dog hair. Don't mind the dog hair. Don't mind the dog hair. I'm gonna give it a brush when I finish. Okay, this one, I did it. It said, I've survived too many storms to be bothered by raindrops. Now, on the thing, it act like this part that I've survived, in that little spot in there, was supposed to be white. So I don't know what I did, if I burned it or what. This is what happens when you're supposed to be working on something else and you go down another little rabbit hole because your craft room got so much stuff in it that you could rabbit hole for days. And so I thought I must have done something because it was white on the thing. But once I put it on the shirt, it's black. I think it's black or blue or something like that. But I liked it because it goes, if nobody can read that, it goes survive storms and raindrops. So that came out really good. So then, my good friend here on the YT, Miss Seashell. So if you want to see some sewing and some fantastic sewing and some straight sewing with the lines that go straight every time, you got to check out Miss Seashell's Crafty Cabana. She makes some marvelous things. And she's my friend. So it says, she sent me this shirt that says, of course I talk to myself when I'm crafting. I need expert advice. So I thought this was so funny because she knows that when I'm in the craft room, I'm carrying on a complete conversation with myself about something. When I started down this rabbit hole of doing all this stuff, I was talking to myself the whole time and ironing and sewing and ironing and sewing. So these were my projects for this week that I started working on. I'm going to get back to the journal here. So this is the journal that I've been making for a while. I've added some more pages to it. I think when I started it was small. I added some more pages to it. It's a no-sew journal. If you haven't made one and you got some questions about it, let me know. In the comments, could you do me a favor? Could you let me know if you've ever been sitting in your craft room, got sidetracked by something else, completely never finished what you were working on, and started a whole new group of stuff. As you can see, I started sewing, then I was ironing, I was doing all kinds of stuff, and I still got to go back and make the journal. So let me know in the comments if that ever happened to you, and what were you working on, and what did the craft room rabbit hole take you to. So let me know in the comments. Let me thank you for stopping by and joining me today. Hope you like my t-shirts and my little rabbit hole adventure. So thank you for stopping by today. Remember that self-care isn't selfish. Take care of yourselves out there. Thanks for joining my channel. Could you give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw today? Also, if you're not a subscriber, press that subscriber button and join me here on my channel. I promise I'll try not to go down the rabbit hole too much, that I will try to stick with my journal making and my card making so you can see those things in my art journaling. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye now.